NewAge is a company I've always had an immense fondness for. Plenty often, I find myself dotting the best lists of any given year with releases of theirs. Time and time again, they tackle a project that should be a failure and instead deliver a pure banger. It's very rare that I find myself disappointed in what they do, and for some reason, the Rat Hide releases both seem to fill that spot. Their 1.0 release, which I have guard from, was always a little jank. To be fair, doing a toon-accurate Ironhide is a lot more complicated than it looks, but this definitely felt like growing pains for the company. The panel work never quite lined up and the feel wasn't really there. Allegedly, it was flat out copied from the Jizai Toys design too, without permission, and that led to a hullabaloo of its own. Regardless, a second version was sorely needed, and given NewAge's prowess, they basically had this in the bag. So why is this worse? Shatterglass Ratchet from NewAge's 2.0 mold is probably the second most disappointing figure of theirs I've seen. Right off the bat, right out the gate, I'm sorry, this just looks blech. The proportions are all incredibly jank, with stubby little arms that push all their kibble into the backs of the sleeves like SS102, because that worked so well the last time they tried that. The torso is appropriately shaped thanks to some really cool side flipping, but it just looks tubby next to the nothing midriff. And it's a real shame too, because the shade here is actually really cool. In fact, the turquoise all over is quite lovely, but there simply isn't enough of it. Instead is just a wash of boring off-white. Not even some evil Geneva Convention breaking medic symbols on his shoulders. Lockies can do it, why not NewAge? The transformation? Okay, I can see what they were going for. In theory, the whole folding inside out thing should be a really cool way to do it and change the shape of everything. In practice, it feels about as icky as their Straxus, but I can see the intent. But the vehicle mode, it just feels wrong. Too many damn panels on this thing, it just ends up looking like a car crash. The metallic windows on the sides look incredibly dull. The white finish chips incredibly easily, which isn't common for the company. And this shape, it's sort of in this middle range of accuracy where it's got the proportions but not the sharpness, leading to just plain bloat. Just both modes feel bloated with weird bits that miss the point of the design. Is it better than the first attempt? Yes, there's no denying that, but it's not particularly good. Legitimately, you'd be better off buying the core class version. For 20 bones, you're getting a much more streamlined and well-rounded experience. I appreciate the effort NewAge put here, I really do, and I acknowledge that by and large, they don't often have stinkers like this, but maybe that's what makes me extra disappointed here. It's extra bad because it's an exception to the rule. I don't know, it's just frustrating, because I know they can do better, but on a design I really like, they just didn't.